You're listening to the Craig Proctor Real Estate Show. Each week, I'm going to be interviewing top realtors from coast to coast to give you a backstage pass on how they've created their amazing real estate empires and how you can copy them. Hi, everyone. This is real estate coach Craig Proctor, and welcome to the Craig Proctor Real Estate Show. Today, my special guest from the Montreal area is Francois Mackay. Francois, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Craig. How are you?
Good. You're one of the most successful realtors in the province of Quebec, one of the most successful realtors in Canada. And we're going to talk about why that is. Besides the obvious, your good looks, of course, have been a huge advantage to you. But we're going to talk about
my new George Clooney look.
Yeah, the new George Clooney look. Besides your stunning good looks and amazing personality, we're going to talk about all the business practices that you've applied to your business. Well, let's do this. Before we talk about our backstory and how you and I met and how many years we've been working together, let's fast forward to what your business looks like today, because I want everyone to understand why they should be listening to you and what a successful business you have. So let's talk about how it works today, and then we'll go backwards in time and talk about how it all started.
Perfect. Excellent. Well, right now, Craig, we're 74 realtors in my real estate company, Group Mackay. We have independent agents that are working by themselves, which I coach them on how to generate leads and be successful. And I got team members. The team members, well, they get appointments and they get leads. So, and they get also the staff support so they can be more productive. Our goal in our team is that every task that does not require a real estate license will be done by someone that does not have a real estate license. So our agents are more productive that way. And we just opened a branch in Portugal last month. We got a new office over there. It's a new venture. It's amazing. I'm super excited about that.
I didn't even know about that. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You said two big things already. The number one reason you got 74 agents at your brokerage, and the number one reason they work with you is because you provide them all the leads and you actually provide them listing appointments and buyer appointments, and you personally coach them and train them every week to be successful. Now, Francois, every brokerage in Montreal, in Canada, in the United States, they all promise free training, but the training usually isn't that good. You actually have made millions of dollars selling real estate, and you know what you're doing, and you're personally training everyone and spending a lot of time with them, obviously, because the more money they make, the more money you make. So you're very invested in everybody that you recruit. So obviously you just take everyone off the street. What is your recruiting process? How do you decide who's going to be a good fit?
Okay, so, well, first of all, in order to stay in the team, there's a minimum of really easy of 12 sales a year to be done, like one sale a month. That's to stay in the team, okay? So to be part of the team, well, you have to speak with 50 clients per week. You have to attend all the Tuesday meetings from 10 to 12. Yeah, there's the role play session that it used to be at 11 o'clock on Thursday, but we listened to you and James, so we pushed it to 2 o'clock. So now it's a 2 o'clock role play session. And so what we do is we try to see if when we meet someone, first of all, there's this personality test that we're going to look at, see what type of personality this agent is. After that, we're going to see if he's willing to really follow our method of our schedule, our weekly schedule. So are you capable? So I ask people to work 6 days a week. Okay, not 7, 6, but I think that for a realtor, you got to be able to work at least 6 days a week, and you can take some time off, like every 2-3 weeks. You can take a weekend off or something like that. But so I need people that are willing to invest around 50 hours a week to be part of the team, at least 50 hours, because I don't think that you can be successful at a high level right now working 20 hours. And the market this year, 2024, is better than last year, but last year was pretty rough. In 2023, agents needed to work more time. So I'm always looking for people that are really driven for success. This is the kind of people I'm looking for, people that will invest the time and are willing to follow the program as well. Like you've been telling us for the past, I've been with you since 2006, copy till you get good at it or you master that. And after you can innovate, but don't try to innovate first before you actually have the success. So what we want to do is we want to have people that are coachable, are ready to follow what I'm telling them. And I'm out there I'm going to Omevals with them. I'm going to bar appointment with them. I'm going to visit with them.
So that's
Everyone.
important. You're leading by example. There's nothing
Yeah.
that you're asking them to do, that you're very good at all these things yourself. So you're able to lead by example, and they can shadow you, and you know every part of your business. When you started with me, so let's go back to 2006. Back when you started with me, you were a solo agent. There was no talk about teams or having your own brokerage. Let's go back to then, because that's going to relate to more people that are watching this that are like, okay, I
Yeah.
want to be successful. And we've just looked at what it looks like since 2006. You and I have been working together, and you've got this amazing team with, almost
Yeah.
80 real estate agents, and it's a real business that provides you a great income. But how did it all start? Let's back up to how we first met and how you got to where you are today.
All right. So the first time I actually heard about you was in 1998. So a long time ago, someone told me that Craig Proctor is the #1 Remax agent in the world, and he knows, like, he coaches people. He does conferences in Toronto. But at the time, 1998, we didn't have like Google on our phone, so I didn't find you. Asked for you, but no one in my area knew about you. That some people knew, but they didn't know when the next conference was, where it was, whatever. So a few years later, 2002. In the REM magazine, I saw an ad that said, make a cold call, pay a fine. So I'm like, oh, okay, interesting. So I'm starting reading, and it says, are you tired of being rejected every day? Are you tired of having the feeling that you're always pursuing clients? And would you rather have them calling you instead?
And you said, yes, yes, yes.
Yes. I was like, that's amazing. I continue reading, and I see Craig Proctor at the end. I'm like, oh, that's the guy, the famous guy from Remax. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to order the box. Quantum Leap system in a box. I think it was $1,000 back then. It was quite expensive. So anyways, I got the box, and I started to implement a few things, but it was not that clear, and my English was not that good at that time. So it was a bit, but there was like some drawings. So I was like, okay, I could figure out the team.
Figure out the pictures, right?
So, the pictures, yeah. So okay, this guy does that. This guy. So and after that, 2006, I was pretty much, like, my productivity was not going up. I was doing well, but I was not, like, I wanted more.
When you met me in 2006, what kind of income were you making?
Probably 2006. I was probably doing about 500,000.
Okay, so good. All right, so you're doing $500,000, but you wanted more. You weren't satisfied with that.
Well,
I suspect I suspect you were working like a lot, right? You were working 7 days a week to do that as a solo agent. Yeah, there we are. We're both looking better there.
There you go. So 2 years after I met you, I'm going for my $1 million here.
Actually, I think you look better with the gray, a bit of gray, a bit more George Clooney. I think we're getting better. Okay, so you hear about me, you buy the system in a box. That those of you remember, that was called the Craig Proctor Quantum Leap Real Estate Success System. Now, the crazy thing is, I sold over 30,000 of those $1,000 packages. This is all during the 1990s. So, okay, so you met me from that, and then I imagine the next step is you.
So the next step is that when I plateaued, I'm like, okay, so I was reaching out to other real estate coaches in Montreal, but I didn't like them. And I don't think, like, there was nothing new. So I called your office, and I said, I was receiving your monthly newsletter. So I called your office, and I said, I want a coach. And they said, well, you cannot have a coach. You have to come to a super conference first. I said, well, it's okay. I know you're going to try to sell me on the coaching. I want the coaching. Give it to me right now. And they said, no, you have to go to the super conference. The next one is in Chicago.
That's true. We would not take anyone into coaching. You remember, like, for 20 years, we wouldn't take anyone to coaching if they didn't first come to a 3-day super conference, because we wanted them to have a foundation, which, I mean, there's no other coaching company that would say no to people. But we actually, we said, no, we're not going to.
Surprised.
We're not going to take your money. You can't join coaching. You first have to come to a conference. You had to fly from Montreal to Chicago.
Yeah, which back then, that cost a lot of money. The hotel, the airplane. And I never made this mistake again, but first conference, I slept at another hotel, which was a huge mistake because I thought I was saving money, but taking the Uber, the cab to go there came up to the same thing.
Yeah. So, plus, you don't get to hang out with everybody at the. Well, I guess you did. I mean, I'm sure you went to the bar every night after it was over, but it was inconvenient. Okay. So what happened? What happened at that first conference? Because I think that's really where the lights turned on. Where you started.
Exactly.
To understand.
Yeah, absolutely. That's when the light turns on. What happened, I remember being super like amazing to see the crowd in 2006. Like I think it was like 1,200 people or something like
Yeah,
that. It was pretty
huge.
big. It was big, and I have never been to a real estate conference like that. And you walked up on the stage like a superstar,
Yeah,
a rock star, and I was like, oh my god, it's so intimidating. Like I was like, I was in the back, and like because I didn't want to sit in the front because like when you go see a comedy show and they ask for a volunteer, like I was
right.
like, I'm gonna be in the back and make sure he
Right.
doesn't ask any questions. But I was like amazed. I was like
Right.
stunned. I was like, oh my God, this is incredible. I remember you walked up and you said, you guys, your marketing sucks. I'm like, oh, what is that? So you're like, buyers, they don't want real estate agent buyers, they want houses, and sellers, they don't want real estate agents, sellers, they want buyers, and you're not addressing the right message to your market. Your marketing doesn't have any USP, unique selling proposition. You don't have call to action. So I was like, oh my God, this is good. This is good. And you said, we're going to write up an ad that no one can eliminate. So you're going to attract buyers anywhere you are in any city without having one listing. I was like, whoa, how does he do that? But you know what? I was like, okay, how come I've been 10 years in the business and I don't know that?
I hear that all the time. How have I made it this far? How have I been 5 or 10 or 20 years? Because we're just led to believe that this is how we do it. We look around it when we get into real estate at everybody else and we do it a certain way. And so did I. It's not like I came into the business and had it all figured out. It's just a lot of what I was doing didn't make sense. And at the conference, I was just telling my backstory and trying to be a truth teller of, hey, here are the mistakes I made, but doesn't this approach make more sense than what you're doing right now?
Exactly. I was totally in shock, amazed. I remember the first night going back to the hotel, I was like, this is the best thing I did. And up till today, I was on a stage last week in Ottawa for some guys that had a fundraiser event. And they invited some real estate agent to talk on the stage. And the person that was doing the interview, the lady, she asked the panelists, what happened in your career that really changed the course of your career? And I said, when I met Craig Proctor, I said, this is 2006, 2002, when I bought the box, that started to change my life. But really was when I went to this super conference. When I went there, now I understood why you wanted us to go there first, because like you said, for the foundation, now I knew what you were about, what this marketing thing was about, what like all the stuff that was like, I cannot believe that. I know that. By the way, you had two fans over there. One named Danny Griffin.
Yes. Yes.
He was there.
He was there. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, he was there. And he talked about you too, by the way.
You're right. That's why we mandated before, if a real estate agent called our company and said, hey, we want to join coaching, we said, no, we mandate that you need to come to the 3-day conference first to get a foundation. And the reason that was, as you
Yeah.
mentioned, is the agents that we coached were so much more successful and open to the change after they had attended the 3-day event. So it made for us,
Yeah.
it made better clients. Like the clients were going to be more successful. So even though every other coaching organization would say, yeah, give me your money, you can start right away, we really had this belief, and it was true, that it was better for the client, it was better for the realtor to come
Yeah.
through the 3-day training before we give them a one-on-one coach and they get involved in coaching.
Absolutely. Because, just understanding the reverse marketing system and getting the leads to call you and the universal callback script and the way to do that. Craig, this morning I was coaching my Portugal team with the script, same script. And I was going like,
How are you doing this? You don't speak Portuguese, so how are
they
you?
speak English. They speak English.
Oh, they speak English. Okay,
They
all right.
speak, yeah, they speak English. Craig, what I'm doing?
That's why we
Exactly.
call it a universal callback script. It works in
It's
any
universal.
language, in any situation.
Any situation, it's the same thing in Portugal. I'm using the same lead generation system that I use here over there. Here today, I'm generating about 1,800 to 2,000 leads a month with your system, and that I learned from you. And now I applied the same system in Portugal. Last week, we generated 137 leads in Portugal.
I'm so glad you're mentioning this because, Francois, all the years you've been around me, you've heard agents say, well, my marketplace is different. That might work for Francois and that might work for this person, but my marketplace is different. The truth is, Every real estate agent thinks that. They think, oh, my situation or my marketplace is different. And here you are taking the exact same system that you're using successfully in the greater Montreal area, and you're using it in Portugal. You could expand, and you've seen some of Craig Proctor members
Yeah.
expand all over the United States and Canada in different cities. Like right now, you could be running your marketing in any city in the United States and Canada and set up a satellite office. It works. It's got nothing to do with the marketplace. It's got nothing to
No.
do with your personal circumstance. Actually, you're one of the rare people that came to me already making $500,000 a year.
Mm.
You've met other realtors that have come to me that it just came through bankruptcy. They were
Most
starving
people,
to
yeah,
death.
most people come, they don't have money. And since I've coached a lot of people in your program, most of them, they came, Bertrand, didn't have any money when he first started. A lot of people, and now that I see making lots of money because the system just worked. I'm meeting a lot of people, of course, to recruit them. Every agent that is looking for something else, they're looking for clients. So, and I tell them, you become a business. Once you get your license, you're a business without any client. Business without any clients will go bankrupt. You
Yep.
need clients. And the clients that you will meet, like in a store, they're not all going to buy. So you need a large amount of clients in order to close some of them. And technically, I found out that basically we are going to close 1 out of 30 clients we start working with. So we need a large number of clients to close. With 2,000 leads, we close about 50 to 60 deals a month. So we need to always be generating
An
clients.
overflow business. We need an
Overflow
overflow
of
business.
clients.
And I think
Yeah.
everyone watching this, Francois, would agree that some buyers are better than other buyers and some sellers are better. And the way to get rich in real estate is have so many buyers and sellers coming at you that you get to pick and choose. Obviously, you're going to decide to work with the most motivated, the most qualified, the most ready to act buyers and sellers. It's funny when we go through real estate school that, we're taught all the rules and the paperwork. And I'm not saying, no, you need to know the rules. That's important.
Yeah. Yeah.
You need to know how to fill out the paperwork. But for me anyway, there was very little thought to how to actually get customers. I don't know what I was thinking. I guess I was thinking, when because I joined Remax because my father was there. I guess I was just thinking that Remax would give me clients. So
Right.
I was kind of shocked, my first couple of weeks in real estate. That's like, okay, what do I do now? And I remember my dad handing me the phone book and then doing open houses. But you're absolutely right. You could be the best, most talented, most skilled real estate agent in the world. You really work hard. You care about your clients. But if you don't have clients, it doesn't
You're not
matter
gonna.
how skilled you are. You're going to starve to death.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I meet so many newer agent. I actually in Montreal, I hire a lot of newbies, like fresh out of school, and I
And is
coach
that
them.
easier hiring the newbies? Is that easier to train them than the veteran? Because the good news about the veteran experienced agents is they know the rules, they know how to fill out the paperwork. You don't have to spend any time training them how to fill out the paperwork. But
Exactly.
they have these ingrained bad habits. They've got this way of looking at real estate where the brand new real estate agents like, well, just tell me how to do it. And,
Exactly.
and they're more open to a completely different approach.
Exactly. That's what I love about newer agent fresh out of school is that they're not going to argue with me about the way of doing things. Like, let's say, for example, a buyer contract. So you've been working with buyer contract for a long, long time. I took that from you. And in Quebec, we're fortunate enough that our association in 2011-12 came up with buyer contract. But before that, I was using your VIP buyer contract. And that was to get the loyalty from the clients and eventually to get more money per transaction. So we were part of the fewer ones to be asking for more money per transaction. My newer agent, no problem with that. You want me to, yeah. So you ask for this, they're gonna do it, no
Yep.
problem.
No, no old paradigm. But the veteran agent,
They won't do it.
they won't do it. It's like,
No.
oh no, that they come up with a whole
Uh,
bunch of reasons why it won't work.
yeah, it's not gonna work. It's people won't sign that. They won't wanna, they won't pay, they won't this, they won't that. Craig, last year, check this out. So I got one girl, her name is Gabrielle, okay? And she does like big deals, like commercial deals, like revenue properties, like 16 plex or 24 plex, whatever. She did a deal with Nancy Forlini as the listing agent. You know Nancy? So Nancy calls me. She's like, hey, Frank, she's like, like you told me that you were like asking for more money per transaction using the buyer contract and
Yeah,
everything. Yeah.
yeah,
She said, well, Gabrielle, your agent, she came to our $3.5 million listing.
yeah.
And instead of the two we were giving her, she asked for four in the contract.
4%. Yep.
She's like 4%. It's like she's asking 2% more on 3.5 million. I was super happy. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's the way to go.
Yeah.
And finally, she's like, and yeah, she's gonna get it. She's like, they negotiated it, and
Yeah.
she doubled our commission on the $3.5 million deal. I was like, because her, she didn't have
And
like,
but to give you credit, this is because you spend so much time training and working with your agents that they're able to not only sell more real estate, but have the confidence and the understanding of how to negotiate a much higher fee. I mean, look, our interview right now will be watched by agents all over North America, and some of those agents will be in your marketplace, right? And my advice, if you're in Francois' marketplace, is have a conversation with him about learn how to do this. Don't compete
yeah,
with him. Just call him and say, how can I sell more homes? How can I negotiate a higher fee? I mean, we're operating in a world where most realtors don't know how to generate an overflow of business. They don't have the confidence or the know how to negotiate the fee they really want. And so they end up accepting less than their full potential. So, what you provide for all your agents is not just the marketing platform, like you pay for all the marketing, they don't have to pay for that,
absolutely.
but it's the mentorship.
Yeah,
They're getting really what you provide your agents is what every brokerage actually should be doing, right? Now, again, I'm going to repeat this. Every brokerage says, "Oh yeah, join us, join our brokerage, and we'll give you training." But the training either doesn't happen, or the training, if I'm able to say this, is just like not that good, or maybe the person doing the training at most of these brokerages is doing the best they can, but a lot of the trainers don't have the track record. Like, you can't, if you
exactly.
haven't actually made millions of dollars selling real estate, it's very difficult to show someone else, tell someone else how to make millions of dollars when you've never done it yourself. So that's why most brokers are called brokers. They're getting broker and broker.
Hey,
But you are leading this great company, making millions and millions of dollars a year. That's very cool that you're expanding to Portugal and using the exact same system. So that just puts to rest any argument about, well, my marketplace is different. No, it's not. Buyers and sellers anywhere in the world, okay, not just Canada, United States, Portugal, anywhere in the world, buyers and sellers want the same things. And
exactly.
if you're a real estate agent, you need buyers and sellers, right? You need to learn what to offer buyers and sellers to get them to come to you, which your business is built on reverse prospecting, right? It's
Yeah.
buyers and sellers coming to you. You're not cold calling, door knocking, doing any of the
Nope.
traditional
And,
stuff.
and sometimes yesterday I had an agent that he's like, oh, like calling the leads, da 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 da. Says, I want to try door knocking. Like, hey, listen, you're a smart guy. I want you to go and try door knocking so you can actually experience that for yourself. After that, you're gonna see that your per hour value will be much greater if you spend it calling leads and following up with our leads than going door knocking. So you'll figure that out by yourself. But go and try it. And you know what? I'm gonna actually coach you on how to do that as well. So I did that, I recorded that, and I sent it to the whole team. So me going door knocking here in my office, like role playing. So I said, yeah, we can do it. Like you can do that. But I know that you're going to be more profitable sitting down here and calling back the lead, following up on the leads, and following our follow-up system. Basically, we have a follow-up system. You need to follow that up, and it's going to be more profitable for you. But it's okay. If you go do what Craig Proctor taught us to do, let's say, when we use the word, I don't know if you still use it a lot, but proctorize. Yeah, proctorize your business. So basically, and when I would do more coaching with the group, I would say, so basically, let's say we look at your postcard. So does it have a USP? Does it have a call to action? So we were going to look at that. So I said, same thing. If you go door knocking, at least have a USP, have a call to action, have, like be prepared, have a system, and you're
Right.
going
At
to know
least
what.
the words that come out of your mouth have to be able to answer the question to the prospect, what makes you different and better, rather than just knocking on their door saying, do you want to sell?
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. So everything that some of my agents wants to try out, I'm like, it's okay. It's not the Group Mackay way to do that, because Group Mackay way to do business is the Craig Proctor way to do business. That's where I learned, and that's what we do. You know, we do reverse prospecting. So that's the way we get leads to contact us. We call them back way better, and after that we have unique selling proposition, USPs. Right now, you know, in Quebec, we've been banned to do your own sold guaranteed, right? So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do it in Portugal.
Yeah. Well, you can still offer though an instant cash offer, right?
Yeah.
So in Quebec, can I say your home sold or I'll buy it?
You cannot say that anymore. So what I say, and I'm not
But
too
I'm not
sure
using
now,
the word guarantee. Can I just say your home sold or I buy it?
no, because you cannot. No, so that's a conflict of interest. So that's what they don't want. They
Okay.
don't want you to buy your client's house. So that they don't want, and they did not want to have like 30 days or we'll pay you X. So now I took down the 30 days or whatever the number of days. So now I'm saying you're all sold at your price, or I'll pay you $10,000. I've been doing that for a year now, and they've been calling me, checking out my thing. So far, so good.
The lesson here is if they restrict any of the rules, they change the rules. You always find another way, another offer that is allowed, that is attractive to buyers and sellers.
Exactly. And now this new promotion is working super well. I got like really nice listings out of that. People are joking. Like I go at the grocery store or something, and they're like, "Hey, so when are you giving me $10,000?"
Right.
I'm like,
so your home sold at your price, or I pay you $10,000.
Exactly.
How does that work? Well, that's why you want to be part of Craig Proctor Coaching, so you know how to make these very attractive offers. Now, the thing is you actually deliver on that promise, right? Or pay $10,000. They would be afraid of that. They would be like, oh my God, how's he do that? But that's how you become successful. You're making bold offers that your competitors aren't. Everybody else in your marketplace is like, provide great service. We really care about our customers. They talk about their logo. They talk about, I've lived in this town for 17 years. You're actually providing unique services and programs that other agents don't provide. And the buyers and sellers immediately see the difference. And your presentation and your marketing is so good that they call you, so you don't have to call them. And they want to do business with you versus anybody else. And they're willing to pay you more money than your competitors. And that's when you know you've got great marketing, is when they seek you out. Even if they're speaking to other agents, they're saying, hey, Francois, we spoke to a couple, we met with a couple of other realtors, but we want to work with you and only you. And now you're in a position where you can negotiate a higher fee. Now, if you're watching this and you're skeptical about it, let me just say this. Don't be skeptical. You're here for a reason. You're watching this for a reason. If you feel you're skeptical that this could not be done by you, it just means you need to learn how to do it. That's all. Because Francois, if we go back in time, and you know, the funny thing is, if we go back in time and you were looking at your future self, you probably in the beginning wouldn't believe that you're able to offer the things that you do. Like even yourself in the beginning, you wouldn't have accepted this kind of growth in your business and the kind of offers. You too would have been skeptical in the beginning.
Absolutely. Totally. And really, like all the members, when they first hear your own sold guaranteed or I'll buy it, everyone's scared of that. Like, yeah, I was scared too. I'm like, oh, I'm not going to do that. That's that's out of the question, you know, like it's too dangerous, or it's too, you know, I don't want to end up buying a house. And so, and I've never bought a house actually in my career. And I've been doing your own sold guaranteed since 2000. It took me like 2 years. 2008, I started to do it. Until 2 years ago when they stopped us from doing that. So I said to my partner, because in Portugal, I have a partner there. He has the license, the real estate agency license. So I told my partner, I'm like, okay, Mark, we're going to do your own sold guaranteed or I'll buy it. And it's going to be your own sold guaranteed or Mark will buy it. And the agent, we have 3 agents over there, and they were all laughing. They're like, oh my God, Mark, you're going to buy houses. And I'm like, no, don't worry. I've never bought a house in my life. So it's a marketing program. It's very, very good. I did have people under contract, but I sold the house first. So,
but you made millions of dollars because of these guarantees, but you never actually ended up having to buy the home, because you always sold the home before the time that you had, before the limit where you had to buy it.
Exactly.
The deadline. Okay.
Exactly. Exactly. So that's been always very, very good. And there's multiple USP that you teach in your program. So, so there's you choose whatever you're comfortable with, but anyone is doable. But yes, go with the boldest one is usually the best.
This is going to be an interesting case study that you're just taking everything that you're doing in Montreal
Yeah.
and you're doing it in Portugal, and it's going to be amazing to see how quickly that takes off and becomes successful. And
Yeah.
so I'm going to use this example, Francois, when I'm,
Yeah.
when I'm doing a seminar, I'm meeting with agents that don't know who we are or what we do. Of course, that's one of the things as I mentioned, they all think, oh, my marketplace is different. That would never work. I'm going to use this example of, okay, Francois in Montreal became super successful
Yeah.
and just took that same system and doesn't know anybody in Portugal, just started a brand new business. And now in a short period of time, he's replicated his Montreal business in Portugal. And
We
this
got
is,
10 listings so far. Yeah.
that's amazing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
I went there, Craig. I did a home eval. Okay, just so you know. So I went there with the agent to teach them, like, how to do it. So I said, bring me to some sellers. So we generated seller lead. We called them and we got 2 appointments. So the first one, I did the seller presentation and I adapted for Portugal, but it's your seller presentation basically. So I did it. The agent beside me was super impressed. The client said at the end, he says, "Oh my God," he says, like, never heard something like that. How much will that cost? So I said, don't worry, it's not more expensive than any other realtor. So we got different packages. We'll look at that after. But like he was really impressed, the agent too. In Quebec, everywhere, people don't see seller presentation the way you did it. People up to now, some agents they say, well, you're always doing it? Like, yeah. I cannot get a higher commission if I just speak without showing my presentation.
that's
So
true. Yep.
yeah. So, like I can get the listing, but I will get the listing at 4 or 5%. But if I want 6 or 7%, I need to do the presentation.
Yep.
And
That's so true. If I remember, if
got
I
my
would
eye
ever,
on you. Ooh.
yeah, if I would ever shortcut, sometimes you get lazy and you
Yeah.
shortcut your listing, and then you end up either not getting the listing or you get it at a lower commission rate. So the presentation is necessary to position yourself so they want to work with you and only you, and they're willing to pay you more money.
Yeah. It's like we have this presentation. It's not that long to do, and it's not going to kill us. It's going to be, and they will know what we're all about and what we can do, and they're going to be impressed. They're always impressed about this the presentation. So yeah, I always do it, and in Portugal it's working the same way. So it's super good. We did the buyer presentation too in Portugal. Same thing, working like it's the same. It's people. I met people from the UK, and a lot of people they go south,
That's right.
England
Yep.
and
Yep. Spain,
yeah.
Portugal.
So,
Yep.
so Portugal is like Florida for them. They come down, they buy a house there,
Yep.
and where we're at in Albufeira, it's
Yep.
south of Portugal. So there's the beach and everything. So
Yep.
a lot of
Now, is it true
investors.
that if you go to Portugal with a certain amount of money, you can get citizenship?
Yeah, you can get so it's NHR.
Yep.
And so basically you're gonna get a tax. I'm still working to figure that out. I got to meet an accountant there, but basically they're gonna take part of your revenue in Canada and ship it over there. I don't know, and you're gonna pay less taxes here. I know it's called NHR if you Google
Yeah,
it.
because I don't know the ins and outs of it, but I heard that it's very easy to get citizenship there if you buy a property of a certain amount of money. If anyone knows about that, maybe you can type what you know about it into the
sure.
comments
Yeah,
into the
because
comments below.
I'm getting involved into that.
Yeah. For everyone watching, I will answer the questions when we're done. So if you guys have any questions about what we're talking about here today, and please let us know in the comments below what you like about this, what you don't like about this. Francois, what's your contact information? If realtors in the Montreal area are watching this, they want to reach out to you, what's the best way to reach you?
Well, they can phone 514-637-9755. Phone the office. They'll book my assistant will book you an appointment with me, or just reach out to me by Instagram or Messenger. Frank Mackay on Instagram and Francois Mackay on Facebook. So anyway, you want to reach out, it's all good. It's going to be a pleasure to
we'll
meet
drop all that. We'll have Faith drop your contact information. And by the way, if you want to, if you want to get a hold of me and you want to book a free business breakthrough where we don't sell you anything, we just would go on to Zoom and we would ask you where you are in your business now and where you want to go. And we would give you free advice on how to do this. So why would we give you free advice? Because just like this is free to you, right? We're giving you good information, and some of you are going to like this, and potentially you will become a Craig Proctor member at some point. So if you want to book a free breakthrough call, we'll put a link in below. It's proctorcall.com, or you can just type in Proctor Call, no space, proctorcall.com. You'll go to my Acuity Day Timer, pick a day and a time, and we'll walk you through what is this Craig Proctor system. So let's answer that quickly. The Craig Proctor system is really, Francois, a series of mini systems, right? First of all, you've got your lead. Let's start with the lead generation system. So explain your lead generation system to people. What does that mean to you?
All right. So basically, the lead generation system, it's a way to get an abundance of clients. And what we learn is that instead of replacing a system, we add system. So basically, a lot of agents, what they do is they run an ad, they generate 10 leads. They run another ad, they generate 20 leads. So they're replacing the 10 leads by the 20 leads. And basically, and they're going to do that for the 30 leads. And us, we just add on. So basically, instead of at the end having 30 leads, well, we have 50 leads because we just add on other pillars of marketing. And the lead generation system, like when I show my agents, my CRM, and I tell them, because they're like, how do you generate like so many leads? I'm like, well, because I'm not replacing the ads I'm doing. I'm just putting more and more and more, and doing more.
You're adding another campaign, another campaign.
Another campaign, another campaign.
If you remember the very first super conference you attended, do you remember?
Yeah.
I showed a business being supported by a bunch of pillars. And
yeah, exactly.
I said for most agents, their business is supported by one pillar, and that one pillar is prospecting. And so if you're sick, or you go on vacation, or you just get tired of door knocking and making cold calls, that one pillar goes away and your business collapses. And what you're doing is you've got several marketing pillars supporting your business. Yeah. So Facebook, Instagram, you've got all this social media stuff, but you're also using print advertising, postcards, mail.
Yeah, exactly. And honestly, right now, like my business is bigger, so I'm doing almost everything. I'm on radio, I'm doing the postcards, I'm on TV, I got a podcast, on Facebook, I have about 20 to 25 campaigns running right now. I'm on Google Ads, LinkedIn, YouTube, TikTok. But the leads we generate the most leads off Facebook, our Facebook campaign, and Google Ads is still working nicely for us.
Now, what would you say to realtors that have, like, we hear this all the time. You're saying Facebook's one of our best, not only lead generators, but a lot of closings come from, because a lot of realtors would say, well, I've tried Facebook and the leads are no good.
Yeah. Well, I always tell my agents and the agents that I recruit that, if we look at the quality of the leads, of course, a referral was going to be like the highest quality. After that, what we call a realtor.ca lead, or Centris in Montreal, or Group Mackay directly on our website, a lead coming from our website will be a higher quality. After that, social media leads, that's where we generate the most, but we got to sift and sort. So either depends on what you want to do. You can add more questions directly on Facebook, so you put it harder for them to communicate with you. So you could do that way. Us, we got inside sell agents. So for me, I prefer to attract a larger number. And from what we calculated, we see that we have about 10% of our leads that will buy within 3 months, 40% within 3 to 6 months, and 50% more than 6 months. So basically, 1 out of 10 is good. So it's about
a wide funnel is going to the inside sales agents. They're qualifying the leads and setting appointments only with qualified and motivated buyers and sellers for the outside sales agents. And the agents are just going from appointment to appointment. So you said earlier that anything that can be done by an administrative person is delegated to the administrative person. So your agents can make more money because they're not messing around with doing paperwork, or getting pounding signs in the lawn, or getting keys cut, or taking pictures of houses. All that is delegated.
Exactly.
So I can make a lot of money working with you, because I'm just basically going from listing appointment to listing appointment to listing appointment, and everything else is being done for me. Okay, let's move
That's
to the
it.
conversion system. So you got all these leads
Yeah.
coming in. You've got your inside sales agents calling them, and you're training them on this universal callback script. There's a very
Yes.
specific process that your team uses to follow up with the leads.
Absolutely. So that's the next step, which is like, so first of all, generate the lead, all the marketing aspect. Like when I told you I got team members and I got independent agents. So the independent agent, I got to teach them the marketing aspect of it. And a lot of time they're like, okay, so like that's a lot to be done. Yeah, there's a lot to do to generate the leads, and it involves money or time. And so if not, you join the team, you're gonna have the appointment. So you're gonna not mess with that. So after that, yes, we got to convert the lead into a face-to-face appointment, and this is really the part that is crucial, that is super important, and to book that appointment. And we know, like within our years of experience, that some people are better on the phone than others, but if you follow the script, usually you like, and after a while you could get your ratio up to, I like to say, about a third, because we don't want all the clients, like some of them, they just don't qualify for an appointment right now. If they're more than 6 months, we're going to follow up with them because they're not interested
Okay,
in
so
buying
that's
right
really
now.
important. Did everyone hear that? So
Yeah.
you're not trying to book an appointment just because you can. You're only booking an
No,
appointment when you should, when they're qualified
exactly.
financially and they're motivated and the
Yeah,
timing is now.
exactly. Even my inside sell agent, if they do that, they're gonna have problems, because the agent will tell me, and I'm gonna go back because I tell
Right.
my,
The agents will say, I don't want any more appointments from this inside sales agent because they're booking me a
exactly,
lot of unqualified.
he's booking
Right.
anything. Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go
And
see
the
that inside.
opposite happens too. The inside sales agents will try to give their best appointments to the best agents because they want an agent that's going to go out and get the listing, not bring back an excuse or a story.
Exactly, absolutely. But that's good. That's good. We want, like, the best lead goes to the best agent. So that's always been,
And that's fair.
yeah, that's fair. Like, if you're closing a deal, you're gonna get more and more leads. So this conversion to face-to-face appointment is really important. And what I've seen, the challenge in the past 2-3 years because of COVID, is that I see more cancellation with Zoom appointment. And also I tell my agents, if you're doing like 4, 5, 6, 7 sales a month, I don't mind you doing Zoom appointment. Okay, because it means that you can close
It's
and you're
working.
good.
Right. Yeah.
It's working. But if you're not able to close a deal and you want to go on Zoom, maybe you should try to meet the buyer in face to face. Go to
Yeah.
his house.
Absolutely. Yep.
So that's one thing. I'm still pushing for face to face appointment, unless you're doing super well. Okay.
Right. Yeah, I would always push for the face-to-face, and if you can't get the face-to-face, do the Zoom.
Yeah.
And a lot of agents are far better when they're face-to-face. It's a better experience for the client as well. Okay, so we've
It's like,
talked about
Greg, I had this lady, she was doing a Zoom and she was like that, like she's talking to the lead, she's like that. Yes, I'm like, are you see the camera's there? Like, look, you gotta look in the camera. Like you need more energy
yeah,
when you're on
yeah,
Zoom. You
right,
look at you
right,
look there, and you
yeah,
gotta be. So if not, the person
yeah,
will be sleeping. So
exactly. Yeah.
yeah.
And hopefully we're doing a good job for everyone today. Hopefully we're bringing lots of energy to this.
People are not sleeping.
Yeah, people are not sleeping, we hope. Okay, so we've talked about the lead generation system and we've talked about the conversion system,
Yes.
but you can still blow it. Okay, you can still generate lots of leads and you can convert them to appointments, and then you don't do a good job on the listing appointment or the buyer appointment. And the funny thing is in the beginning, here's what people would say to me. They would say, hey, Craig, that was really good. It was really good. We're going to think about it. And that was their
Yeah.
code for pack up your stuff and get out of my house, right? That was their polite way, right? So I had no idea what I should be presenting or saying to a buyer or seller to get them to favor me with their business, right? So that presentation, you've done it personally, what, thousands and thousands of times you've done the presentation.
Still doing it. Yeah.
And still doing it. And so
Uh,
your goal is to make everyone on your team, everyone at your brokerage, as good as you and as confident as you with that presentation. And that's how you do it. I mean, you take them out on actual appointments and you teach them. It's repetition.
yeah.
And then you're constantly training them on, because it's little things, right? Like what you and I have learned over the years is if we lose a listing or we didn't get the higher commission, it's usually because we didn't say it in the right way, or we didn't say it in the right order, or we skipped steps. I got to say,
Exactly.
one of the big weaknesses for me is if the seller said to me, like, "Oh, we're not ready yet. We're going to list our home in a couple months, but don't worry, Craig, you're the agent we're going to use." I hated that because my defenses would go down, and I wouldn't follow up as much, and of course, I would lose the business. So, um,
Yeah.
how I developed this presentation was from starting from I didn't know what to say and experimenting with different words that would come out of my mouth. And what I noticed is a lot of the things that would come out of my mouth didn't work. And I could see the seller, they weren't well received, right? The seller was like, "Nah,
Yeah.
that they didn't really work." And then
Yeah.
other things that came out of my mouth seemed to like, oh, they're interested in that. They seem to lean in, right? And so
Right.
I started paying attention to, okay, some of the things I say work really well. A lot they're indifferent. It doesn't work. And so then it became a matter of putting the right things in the right order and just being like a mad scientist and experimenting with this. And it started to get better and better. I knew it was getting better and better because more people were saying yes. And I was,
Yeah.
they were paying me more money. So,
Exactly.
and whenever I would lose a listing, and you're
Yeah.
probably the same way, I'd be driving home and I'd be like replaying this in my head. It's like,
Yeah,
what could I have
exactly.
done differently? And a lot of times I would start to identify,
And
oh,
identify, yeah.
I'd start to identify little mistakes, like subtle little minutia, little mistakes. And so I got this thing down because you and I are like, we're used to doing like 4, 5, 6 listing presentations every day. So
Yeah.
when you have that kind of repetition, when you're going to a 9 a.m., a 10 a.m., an 11 a.m., I'm literally driving from house to house to house. And I promise you, my third listing presentation was better than the first because you know how we get into a groove, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So having that kind of repetition, I was really able to tweak it, right? Like it's, if you play golf, once a week, you don't get better. But if you play golf every single day, you're going to get better. So I got better and
Exactly.
better. And in the beginning, the script that we talked about, that universal callback script in my presentation, these were just in my head. And so
Yeah.
the next step was getting what was in my head on paper and on a PowerPoint presentation. And that's what you try to do every day is you take what's in your head, you try to transfer that
Exactly.
learning and that system to your agents.
Exactly.
Okay,
And
so then
also,
the next step is that works, and now we have all these listings and buyers, and we got to deal with, well, how are we
yeah,
going to work with all this new business? So
exactly.
you were
And
going to say something?
I was going to say that also one important thing is to identify the social, the personality type of the client, and I think that plays a lot also when you're doing the seller presentation, because if you have a driver in front of you, you don't like if you're taking too much time to explain everything, he's gonna like move on, move on. Let's get things going here, So, and if you're
Yeah.
moving too fast and you have an analytical, he's gonna say, "Well, could you explain that more? Can we go into details of this or that?" And
Okay, so
so
that's probably your issue. And for everyone, we're talking about the DISC personality type. Like there's 4 major personality types. And so
yeah,
as you probably guessed, Francois is a high I with some D. So I mean, you're
yeah,
a friendly guy. So you would come in and you would be like really friendly with the buyer and seller and
yeah,
maybe shake their hand, maybe slap them on the back.
yeah,
And so the reserved people would be like, whoa, too much, too fast, right?
yeah,
He's too friendly. So you had to learn to
exactly,
dial it down a little bit. And so people that had your personality type, you had no problem with, friendly,
yeah,
10 minutes into it,
exactly.
you break out a glass of wine, you're having your best friends. But not everybody's like that. And I had the same situation. So for me, probably the same as you. Yeah, the analyticals were a challenge, right?
Yeah,
Because they're
exactly. Yeah,
not, you can't, they're hard to read, right?
they're
They're
hard.
very
They're hard, yeah,
standoffish, right? It's like, does this person
yeah,
like me or do they hate me, right? They're very standoffish,
yeah, exactly.
very hard to read. And then you're there for like an hour and a half and they're like, yeah, we have to think
Yeah,
about it. So my initial response is, well, what do you need to think about? We've covered everything. Like what questions you have? And then
yeah,
I had to learn to say, well, hey, we've covered a lot of information tonight. Why don't you think about it? I made it my idea. Why don't you think about it? And I'll follow up with you tomorrow. They loved it because that's what they
yeah,
wanted to do anyway, right?
Exactly. Yeah. That's good.
And so the powerful thing with this disc personality information that Francois and I are talking about right now is
Yeah.
what we learned is you can have the best track record and the best presentation and actually be the most qualified realtor for the job, but if they don't like you, they're not going to do business with you. So
Exactly.
we learned, well, how do we approach everyone so everyone likes us? And so now, if we're, you know,
Exactly.
we have the best track record and we have the best programs and we're the best qualified realtor and we're
Yeah.
approaching them the right way, we will be unstoppable. So
Exactly. And that's what every time I enter a house, I tour the house first, and I try to really identify the personality type in the
yeah,
first like 5-10 minutes I'm there.
yeah,
Like after that, to conduct my presentation the best way according to their style. And sometimes it's a challenge because sometimes the husband is not like the wife, so you got to adapt to to both of them. And but yeah, once you do that, once you really work that way, you're gonna get way better results. Some of my agents were like, why don't we have like 4 presentations? I'm like, no, you don't need 4 presentation. You need 1 presentation, but you need to be able to either go faster, go slower, adapt yourself, talk less,
exactly.
talk more, be more friendly, less friendly, like, so it's a matter of how you conduct yourself, how you behave, how you're interacting with the people. So that comes with also practice and knowing what you're, like you said, we'll practice. We were practicing. So we know at one point what they like, what they don't like, with like the jokes. Sometimes I'm like, I have the same jokes all at the same place. I'm gonna say
Yeah.
this, and
Yeah.
they're like, okay, that's good. So so it's like a comedian, an actor,
Yeah,
basically.
yeah.
I
I mean, our presentation is exactly. I mean, look at those super conferences that you attended for all those years. You would see
yeah,
that I had figured out the best way to communicate the Craig Proctor system, and you would find that I would
yeah,
say it the same way, the same jokes. I mean, the same everything.
exactly.
See, the
How
lesson
many
here is,
half days we did?
yeah, yeah,
Hey,
yeah. And you saw it those half days,
Craig, the half
hundreds and
days.
hundreds of them. I would do the same thing in the same order. I'd say it the same way. You would give me the
Yeah.
same amazing introduction. Yes.
You
Okay. So
but you
time,
remember
time.
the time we went to? Do you remember the time we went for a Via Capital, and that you did your new presentation fast? They wanted to throw you off stage, and you were like
Yes.
keeping
Yes.
going.
Keep it
Remember
going.
that?
Keep it going. Anyway. Yes. Um,
It was so funny. I had all the people organize the people that organized the show that were coming to see me. They're like, get him off stage, get him like, and you kept
keep going.
going,
Keep
kept
going.
going,
Yeah.
kept
I'm not
going. It
done.
was super.
Okay.
Yeah, you're
So
not done. Like, I'm not done. I'm going.
yeah.
That was cool.
These systems that we've been talking about, you use these exact same systems when you were a solo agent, right? You use the lead generation system to get the leads. You use the follow-up system to convert the leads to appointments. You use the presentation system to get the buyers and the sellers to sign a listing
Like
agreement and a buyer agreement. And then be careful what you wish for
the
because you
team.
had all this business, right? So yes, that's the next system
Exactly.
is the Craig Proctor team system where we teach you how to recruit, hire, train, and manage your team. Because if you didn't do that part of it, you wouldn't have been able to grow your business because there's only so much that you as an individual, a solo agent could do on your own.
Exactly, absolutely. And when you start, like when we're starting, I'm restarting in Portugal. So we have one person doing all the position right now.
Yep.
So she's our marketing assistant, she's our listing coordinator, she's our sales coordinator, she's our receptionist, she's doing everything. And because the volume is not big enough right now. Eventually, we'll, like I did here, I had one person, the business grew. I hired another person, divided the task, and as we grow, and now we have like a full team with everyone in different departments, type of thing. Yeah, so that's the team system that I learned from you, and that I implemented here, and that's the way to better service people. And people, and when you're doing it right, people are amazed. People are like, wow, this is good. Like sometimes I get some of my clients that are like, your team's fantastic.
Yep.
Like she called me, got the listing, she called me, the photographer, she like coordinate all like for listings, let's say, or even for sales. Okay, yeah, your assistant called me, she's everything, and I'm going to notary the closing day, and poof, everything is done. So that, you know, it's really, really fun because I still sell houses. First of all, I like it, and I have some time. But you know, like I tell people, I'm like, yeah, I take some clients right now. I'm cherry picking, you know, whatever I want to do. So usually I go for either higher,
Luxury homes.
bigger
Yeah.
house, yeah, bigger house, luxury homes.
Yep.
So or past clients that I know that I like.
Right.
But I did close like 23 deals in 5 months so far. And I've been to Portugal, I've been recruiting, I've been doing this and that, but I wouldn't have been able to do that without my assistant. But my assistant, once, like I just talked, she does all the paperwork. I'm like, okay, so you
Yep.
need to prepare a counter offer. You need to
Yep.
do this. You need to get that signed. And she's going to do everything.
Yep.
And I
So
don't even
you're
have
like
to.
a doctor talking into their little recording device. Okay. Do this, do this.
Well,
Okay.
I'm
Right there.
using Telegram,
Yep.
which is an app. It's like Messenger, something like that. It's called Telegram. I use that for the company here, and everyone's on Telegram. And I just message her. Either I do a video of myself, and I'm like, "Hey, her name is Eve. Hey, Eve, you should do this, or that." Or I'm gonna record it. Hey, Eve, you do this. Boom, it's done. And she's gonna confirm. I'm gonna see an email go by to the client. So it's once you learn working that way, you can produce way more things, you know. So yeah, so you can do it at small level. I was doing it when I was by myself alone. I had one assistant. She was helping me out like that. So now we're supplying that kind of service to all our team members.
Now, if you experimented with any artificial intelligence,
Yes, we do. Uh, I got this guy in my office. He's got an artificial intelligence. No, he's a nice guy. He he's brilliant. No, but yes, we use Room GPT right now, which is Room GPT is pretty good when you go visit a house and your client, the house is messy or it's not like convenient. You could tell your client, you take a picture right away, boom, put it on Room GPT, boom. You say, okay, what do you want? Modern? You want that type? Boom, and you can get pictures of the room instantly. So it's really, really cool. I like using that. Of course, we use ChatGPT for our text, our listing, the ads that we're doing. So we're using a lot of ChatGPT every
that's
listing.
helpful. It saves some time. In fact, we have a new report that we're just releasing. We can offer it now. Faith, do you have the artificial intelligence report? We can give it away today. We'll show everybody. If you can share the screen and show that.
Yeah.
And if folks, if you want this, we just produced this on artificial intelligence, real estate agents, how to harness artificial intelligence.
Nice.
Okay, so drop your email address in the comments below if you want this. Yeah, just scroll through that, Faith, please. So this is free. We're going to give this to anyone that wants it. Just drop your email address in, and Faith will email this out to you. But yeah, this is the next opportunity for
Now,
real estate agents.
yeah, absolutely. It's going to save us time. It makes us look better. Just sometimes the reply to an email could be, we can use that too. We can use ChatGPT just to reply to an email. It could be good. We started to use, one of my agents did that. It's called Agent. Okay, so it's HEY space GEN, Agent. Agent, what it does, I'm going to show you something really fast. I'm gonna show you. So my girlfriend is Portuguese, right? Not Portuguese. She's Brazilian. Sorry, but she speaks Portuguese. Okay, so I recorded. I'm gonna show you that. So I recorded a message for her mom actually, because her mom speaks only Portuguese, and I don't speak Portuguese. So I recorded this message. Okay, take a look at this.
Boa noite, querida sogra. Espero que esteja bem. Eu fiz algumas aulas de português para poder me comunicar bem com vocês.
It's me.
Really cool.
It's
you.
It's Agent. It's me. I recorded the text in English. I got on Agent, put the video there. I said I want Portuguese, and boom, Portuguese. So I sent a message to her mom. She was like, "Whoa,
That's amazing.
So you get my Patrick, the guy, this is my AI guy, Patrick Bates. And I said, Pat, so he did that for me. And he was trying to conduct a sell, complete sell from A to Z to the closing with a Chinese person in Chinese. So it was so funny. He recorded himself like that. I've said, when you're going to be face to face, you're screwed.
Hey, so you yeah, that's right. So you can do all your radio and TV commercials in Portugal using this.
Yeah,
So in effect, you now speak Portuguese.
exactly.
Yeah, that's amazing.
It's crazy. There's another app also called I'll get back to you with it. Anyway, so what it does, it's so you record, like, let's say I record a property showing. Hey guys, I got this new listing. It's 555 ABC Street in Newmarket. Amazing home, 3 bedrooms. Da, 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 da. Okay, so now I record that. After that, once the video is done, my assistant can type a new script, and it's going to be me saying that new script. Can you imagine that?
That's amazing.
It's crazy. So this we're going to start using that next week. Actually, it's a new thing one of my guys found, and I'll send it to you. So so yes, there's going to be a lot of opportunities in AI in the future. I'm looking also for, of course, to replace inside sell agents.
Right.
So like Chat GPT 4.0, not the version that's available. There's a new version that's coming out that can answer directly almost anything. So I don't know. I've heard one of my guys is looking into that, but I've heard it's going to be very, very expensive. But if you want a robot to be speaking like you and have all the answers and know the universal callback script and know the rebuttal and everything.
They don't call in sick. They work 24 hours a day.
Exactly.
All right. So how many homes do you think your company will sell here in 2024? What's your goal?
The goal is 1,000. Right now, we're pretty much on pace to. Right now, we're averaging. We're close to that. We're close to that. We're just a bit short, but we're for sure gonna hit 800 for sure. Yeah, looking for 1,000. So right now, I'm hiring a lot. I got a new system that I did also for recruitment. You want to know?
Yeah, tell me.
All right. So so what I did is I'm hiring inside sell agent that are in the real estate school, because it's a 6 month to a year program in Quebec. So it's really long. So
are you sponsoring them, or you just
so I call that internship. So
okay.
basically I came up with a system where I paid him only on appointment that showed up. Okay, so if the appointment showed up, they're getting $65. If it closes, $200. If it's a seller, they're getting 100 and 300 if it closes. But the appointment has got to take place. If it's a no-show, they're not getting paid.
Right.
So they like it because they're coming. They're gonna make some money if things happen, and they're getting to search for homes.
Yeah.
They're
gaining experience. Right.
Experience. So I just got 3 that were working as inside sell agent that just moved to agents now in my team, because now they got their license. They passed their exam. They got their license. They've been working for about 6 months as inside sell agent.
So that's great. They don't have any bad habits. You're offering them an internship. They start. They're basically only getting paid when they perform, when they book an appointment, and then you're able to move them up to actually be agents inside the business.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So far,
very smart.
Yeah, this is going well. I'm doing more and more of that. When I was paying a salary, it was costing me too much money, and now that I'm paying only on paid, on appointments. Yeah, it's good. It's good because now I'm paying for some. So it's good. It's good for me. It's good for them. And I always got. So my goal is that every month I'm gonna have like 2 new agents from the school graduating to becoming inside sell agent, graduating to becoming realtors. So eventually the turnover will be that. So we got like 10 now that are inside sell agents that are in school. We got 12 total, but we got 10 in school right now waiting to become realtors. So pretty good.
That's a great strategy.
Yeah.
All right, we got to wrap this up. But give us some final thoughts. You know, you've been with me since 2006, so let's say 18 years.
Yeah.
18 years. Amazing. 18 years. So first of all, why have a coach? Why have me for 18 years? You know, people would think, well, gee, Francois, didn't you get it all in the first year, like the first 6 months? Like, why are you still?
I'm not that fast.
Why do you stay with Craig and become like after 18 years or 16 years? Don't you know it all? What value do you get from being a Craig Proctor member every single day?
So you know, the biggest thing is to be always on top of leading edge technology, whatever is being done in real estate all over North America and the world. We know about it. We exchange, we share. Like we're like the community, Craig Proctor community. Shares a lot, so we know. I know what's happening. I know what new system is out there. I wouldn't have that kind of knowledge if I was by myself just doing my stuff, you know.
Right.
So I like the fact that I'm part of a group of people that are like-minded, that want to do better. And since I know you personally now for a long time, I know like when you said I get off a listing appointment and I think in my head, what did I did wrong, or could I improve? And I remember your half-day seminar after you would talk and you're like, oh, I should have done that, or should have. So we're always looking to improve ourselves. So that's one thing I love about you, is that we're always, and you and the program, it's that we're always wanting to improve ourselves, get our business better, do better for our clients, do better for our agents. And it's just like, I wouldn't have that growth if I was not connected with a system and with people that strive for success and strive to be better and are looking to improve, and that are digging into, you know, what's being done this year, this. And you know what I always found about you, and also got to mention Todd Walters, you know, is that, you know, Todd would speak with many members as well, and oh, this guy's doing that, okay, let's bring him on stage, or let's bring that guy up, talk to us about what you're doing. Okay, so we're going to share, and it's all about sharing the ideas that work, talking about the things that doesn't work, and saying, oh, we got to hold back on that, but this is working well, try this, do this. And what's fantastic is that your system was created a long time ago, and it's universal. It still works everywhere. It's the basic is like genius, you know, like it's really like the foundation of what you did. I've never seen it. I attended many conference in Montreal, your other coaches, stuff like that. It's pretty much the same thing. So, but what you're doing, what you did and keep on doing with, when we say proctorize your business, and reverse prospecting, you know, it's only you that, and it's you that invented that. So yeah, so that's why I keep on staying a member, because I see the value of being connected with you and all the Craig Proctor community.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned the Craig Proctor community, because we, you know, these guys become your friends. You've known me for all these years, but you've also become best friends with a group of people. And we're talking about real estate at a higher level. And, you know, as you were describing, you know, so in Montreal, I would do these half days, and Francois would come out and he'd be on the panel. And remember, after the half days, we would go for lunch, right? And if I didn't do well, I'd be, you know, Francois, I should have done this or that. So that's just our makeup. But for you as well. And, you know, I was watching this. Did you watch the documentary with Tiger Woods? And Tiger Woods was obsessed with how to become better. Well, that's you and I, right? That's our group. Is we're just obsessed with like the guy's the greatest golfer in the world, right? It's like, why do you feel compelled to have to do better? You're already the greatest golfer in the world. Well, that was the nature of him, his mindset. And that is us, right? That's us. We're always competing with ourselves, and how can I
Exactly.
become better? We're like purists. We're like perfectionists of, okay, it's great. You're one of the top agents in all of Canada, but you're competing every day. How can I improve it? Because we made it fun.
Exactly.
We've made this a game.
Yeah,
And
I don't
people,
feel like I'm working at all.
yeah, like we love what we do, and it's this
Yeah,
massive game that we love to do every single day. Like a professional athlete, they love what they do. They're purists, they're perfectionists with it, and because people think, well, Francois, Craig, why do you guys have to work so hard? You already got lots of money. What they don't understand is the money is the measuring stick of this. And I'm not suggesting that we would
no,
do all this for free or anything like that. But
no,
it's not the main driver. The main
no.
driver is the money is the measuring stick of how many
Yeah, I would look at the
people we
number
can
of
help.
cells, let's say.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. Number of people we can help, number of families we can help. Absolutely. That's always what I'm looking at. Like, how did we do? How did we do this? We have a scoreboard that we look at every week? So how did we do this week for this or that? So yeah, it's so that's why and you're like that. That's what I love about you, and you're inspiring people to do that also in your community all the time. So, and I'm part of the community, so I'm inspired to do that.
Well, we're really lucky because we found
Yeah,
something that we love to do.
yeah,
And it's a pretty positive business. We get to you get to help people buy and sell and live their dream. And then inside your company, I mean, not only are you winning and being more successful, but look at all the agents inside your company and the administrative people that you provided them all great opportunities and great jobs. And I'm in a position where I just get to share what I love all day
yeah,
long. And so it's really cool to have these long relationships with superstars like you that have taken this, and it's very gratifying to be able to see that you just took what I built here in
yeah,
Toronto, and you just took it and you ran with it, and all these people that we can have these great conversations, and plus all the memories and experiences of all the years that we've been together. It's very, very
yeah.
cool. So I want to thank you for doing this. We're like about an hour and 20 minutes into this, but I don't even feel like this was an interview. I feel like this is just a
A conversation.
conversation between friends,
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And and that people that are seeing that, well, when they come to conference or when they become a member, that's like they're gonna have conversation like that with everyone and with you. And that's what's cool about it. We like to talk about real estate. I talk about real estate all the time, and I'm sure we could go for 2 more hours if we wanted. So but Craig, thank you so much for having me on the show. I'm very grateful to be part of the Craig Proctor real estate coaching program for the past 18 years, and always love it. Always a fan, and I always like everywhere I go. I always like tell everyone like my mentor is Craig Proctor, and that's what really, if something changed my business, it's the coaching program, Craig Proctor's coaching program for sure. And that's why I'm grateful, and I always will be. So thank you very much, Craig, for having me.
And I want to thank you, Francois. And I want to thank everybody for watching this. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope we added some value, and sharing our experiences is always fun. We want the best for everybody. We want you guys. We hope that you all reach the kind of fulfillment and success that Francois and I have had in our career, to get up every day and love what you do and compete with yourself and want to just become better and better at what you do. I think that's a natural thing that human beings want to do. I don't think anyone wakes up in the morning and say to
Nope.
himself, oh, I want to do a worse job today than I did yesterday. We all want to become better. So if you're looking for that, if you're looking for a mentor that actually has successfully done this, you don't have to look any further. Book a call with us. Go to proctorcall.com. We'll have a link below, proctorcall.com. And drop in your comments about this interview. If you have any questions, I'll follow up with them. If you want to reach Francois, we'll drop in his cell phone number, his contact information as well. But please let us know what you thought of our interview today. And thank you so much for watching the Craig Proctor Real Estate Show. Francois, have a great day, and we'll get you on
Thank you,
again
Craig.
soon.
All right.
Thank you.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Hi, this is Craig Proctor. Hey, I really hope you enjoyed that video. And listen, I've got a lot more information for you to help you grow your real estate business. You see, several times a week, I record new videos and I load them onto this YouTube channel. What I'd like you to do, if you'd like to access them, are two important things, and both are totally free. Number one is I'd like you to subscribe to this channel. You're gonna see a little subscribe button for you to click on. And if you don't already have an account with YouTube, it's free for you to set it up. It's really easy, it's free, but you've got to subscribe to this channel. And the most important thing is to ring the little bell right next to the subscribe button. And that's gonna let you know every time I load new money-making videos to help you grow your real estate business. So make sure you subscribe right now, you ring the little bell, and we'll see you on the next video.